Yeah, y'all. As a chosen one, you gotta be ready for that time to elevate. You know, a lot of chosen ones, you know, we can't get too comfortable. Can't get too comfortable. Change can take place anytime at any moment. You know, when you God's chosen one. But yeah, guys, that's what I learned. I learned, man, and also too, like when it comes down to being a chosen one, elevating, you gotta understand, you gotta set yourself on a schedule, man. Like me, I have an alarm clock that go off. You know what I'm saying? So I know when to wake up and start getting things done. I've been doing that ever since I've been on my break, man. From my job, I've been doing that. But you chosen ones gotta understand, man, that elevation, it requires discipline and concentration. You can't be letting people out here try to tell you how to elevate and when to elevate. Because most people, they don't want to see us chosen ones elevate. Because they know that we taking bigger steps. You know, they know that we taking bigger risk, bigger sacrifice than they are. But it's about that time, y'all. I remember when I didn't like doing things new. I remember when I didn't like doing that. Try new things. Because I didn't understand. You know, and stuff like that. What I was doing. And I was just afraid of just what I didn't understand. Because I thought it was going to hurt me. But I started to just start doing things different. I started to take new risks. You got to take new risks as a chosen one. You can't be afraid of that. I know sometimes us chosen ones, like I said, temptation gonna come, pressure is going to come. But we must continue to elevate. No, I can say that I'm proud of the person that I am becoming on this journey, man. I'm proud of myself. You know, I've came a long way. You know, I evolved my channel. You know, I'm not talking about what I was talking about like a couple months ago. I'm talking about something different. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm stepping outside of just sticking to like one content or two type of content. You know, base YouTuber. I don't like to be inside the box when it comes down to content. I like to tap into different type of content. You know, that's just me. But right now, I'm tapping into chosen ones and different signs and stuff like that. But this journey, man, you know, it's been a blessing. You know, it feels good. I'm elevating. You know, you can't what word I'm looking for? You can't be content as a chosen one. You know, in the Bible it says I think it says to be content. If I got that right. You know, you should want to be content. You should want to be thankful, but not content. You know, you should want to be just thankful for what you have, but continue to strive and do better. Because that's what life's about, self-improving your life. You know, when I was doing semen retention videos, you know, people, they started to get like kind of bored of them. You know, when I was doing female nature videos, people started to get bored of them. They was like, man, that's all he got. You know what I'm saying? Then I started to elevate, bro. I started to learn more. And then I started, you know what? I'm going to switch up the content. So that's what it's about, man. It's about, life's about elevating and learning new things. You know what I'm saying? That's what this journey is about. And when you about to elevate, you gonna have people that's gonna try to like distract you. You gonna have people that's gonna try to tell you how to move. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's like you elevated yourself to a certain point. Let's say if you become successful, right? But now you're gonna be more successful. What people gonna do is they're gonna try to tell you how to move and how to do things. What to do with your money, you gotta ignore that. Because you got yourself, the God within you and the God within you got yourself to the point where you at. So don't let these low vibrational people, beings dictate your future. Don't let them come in your world and start, being the leader of your world. You gotta remain the leader. You gotta know what steps to take. The God within you, man, will tell you what steps to take. You just gotta listen and be equipped to do it. You gotta be ready, man. I love elevating. I love to see myself grow. As a chosen one, you're supposed to love to see yourself grow. It's so much beauty and growth. I'm addicted to growth. I'm becoming more addicted to elevating. When you see yourself getting one thing done, you're like, man, I can do this. Now I can do that. Now I can do this. You start to believe in yourself. Your confidence start to build up. But a lot of us got to start off slow and small. And that's fine. That's how you're supposed to start off. Some people be trying to, when they haven't been equipped, when a lot of people haven't been equipped, even us chosen ones, when we haven't been equipped by the God within us, we try to take big steps and we haven't even accomplished the small steps. We try to accomplish big goals, but we haven't even accomplished our little goals. So you guys gotta understand, man, as chosen ones, when it's time to elevate, but don't be so quick to take too much of a big of a step. Because you can slip on ice. You can't slip on ice, man. I had to learn that. Just a little bit at a time. You know what I'm saying? One step at a time. That's what I had to learn as a chosen one. Man, y'all hit that like button. I appreciate y'all for coming in live. Everybody is not going to elevate, as much as our chosen ones. That's the thing. Some people going to elevate, but they're not going to elevate that much. But as chosen ones, we trying to reach our full potential. We always trying to reach our full potential. That's the thing about us. We always want more. But I remember this is when I didn't know what my purpose was, and I didn't know I was chosen. No, I remember when I didn't want to elevate because I didn't know what my purpose was. Because I was distracted by the things of the world. No, I didn't always have this mindset, guys. I had to develop this. But like I said, man, when I started to grow, when I started to gain more knowledge, when I started to gain more wisdom, when I found my purpose, man, it turned me into a beast, man. You know, constantly just working, constantly just staying at it, staying focused, not letting nothing distract me. Now I'm not afraid of change. I used to be afraid of change. But the God that's within me, it took that fear out. It took the fear out. My psyche when I found my purpose. Because I'm steady seeing growth. I'm not gonna lie to y'all guys, man. When I didn't want to elevate, I was miserable. You know, when I wasn't equipped, when I wasn't ready to elevate, I was miserable, man. I was going through a dark time in my life. But I had to embrace the darkness so I can embrace the light. You know, you know, life is about balance, man. You gotta embrace the darkness like you embrace the light. You gotta go through something to become a better version of yourself. You gotta go through dark times to get to them light times. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go through sad times to get to happy times. You gotta go through mad times to get to at peace times, man. But that was just a part of the process, man, of growth. But from the get-go, man, life was a challenge for me from the get-go. You know, I was like I said, man, it's so crazy how now this me now as a chosen one. When I was younger, bro, I was just like I rejected so much. You know, I didn't even like I didn't even like school like that. Even though I got my diploma and stuff like that, you know, but I remember when I was just so behind at, you know, when I was in elementary, I was behind in school. You know, like life was just like a challenge from the get-go. And then now it's like now I'm ahead. You know, when I became a grown man, I became ahead. No, I didn't know much, but I knew enough to like, you know, pass my classes and stuff like that and, you know what I'm saying, graduate. But I didn't know that. I didn't really know that much. But once I became a grown man, I started to study. You know, the God within me, the spirit told me to study. My institution told me to study. Start to dig for knowledge. Excuse me. No, man perish because of the lack of knowledge. And the knowledge elevated me. I remember when I didn't even used to like to read like that. I remember when I didn't even. I was like, man, when I was in school, man, I did not like to read. Because I was forced to read something that I was not interested in. You know, it was books that I wasn't interested in. It was things that I wasn't interested in. But once I got out of school, I started to read stuff that I was interested in. And then I became way smarter. Now, no man know everything. But I became way smarter, man. You know, I don't know if some of y'all had that experience, that chosen ones. It's like when you was young, you was behind. You didn't know much. Like, people call you slow. People call you ignorant. People call you all these different type of names. You was picked on. I was picked on. Because I was behind in school when I was in elementary. Because I wasn't interested. So but when I became grown, man, I gained a lot. of wisdom and gain a lot of knowledge. No, I even influenced, you know, this I knew I was a chosen one. I even influenced people like in my house, you know, my own family, you know, to start making videos, you know what I'm saying, on different platforms. That's how I know, like, I know for a fact like that I'm chosen. Family member that's older than me, you know. I got just about almost everybody in my house making videos except one person. And being like being consistent at it. But I was the first one that actually like really took making videos serious, like in my house. I was the first one to actually take it serious. I've been doing this for years, man. And when you elevate, like I said, you're gonna have some influences. You gonna have some. You gonna have a lot of influence. You know, like I said, also too, you can be looking up to people too. You know, people gonna influence you. You gonna have influencers too, but it's gonna be like way more people, you know, looking up to you than you looking up to, you know, others. But like I said, man, it's really time to elevate as chosen ones. You know, it's a new season. It's a new day. It's a new day and age, man. And it's not all about just like the material, you know, the material stuff. It's about helping people mentally as well. When you elevate. You know, you showing people, actually you showing people like different stuff that you accomplished, letting people know that like if you can do it, they can do it too. I understand that, but when you just like flexing on people, then it's like that's when it becomes bragging. You know what I'm saying? About what you accomplished, man. You know, everybody not gonna be chosen. Everybody, you know, like I said, I tell you guys this multiple times. You know, just because people can quote scriptures, know the Bible from front and back, doesn't necessarily mean that they're chosen. I want that. I want y'all to understand that and get that in y'all head. A lot of y'all people think that just because somebody can quote the Bible better than you, that they're chosen. You know, off the top of their head. No, even the devil, he knows the Bible better than people that are saved and sinners. He knows the Bible better than, you know, any chosen one. Because he was there when God created it. You know, he was there when God influenced man to create it. So don't be fooled out here. Don't be easily convinced. By people that's claiming that they chosen. You just gotta have a you just gotta be mindful and wise about who you listening to. and what they telling you? And do you think that is really right within your heart? SR trained to hustler. Yeah, it did. Yeah, mostly did. It actually turned me, into a chosen one. You know. Well, I'm gonna say that back. I always was one. It's just I didn't know because of lack of knowledge. See, that's what I was saying, man. Lack of knowledge is very, very important. Raw dog, what's up, man? How you been? But I'm just like, like I said, I'm elevated, man. I just love to, see myself grow. You know, becoming a better person. Doing more, uh, thinking more. Just all around, man. Good, man. Glad to see you live. See you live, man. I appreciate that, raw dog. What did you do today, bro? We all have purpose though. We all have purpose in life. It's just some people, you know, some people find it, some people don't. But we all have purpose. It's just most people they don't find it. But some people do. Many many don't find it. Only a few find purpose. Just got home from college. Oh, okay. So what you going to school for? What you going to school for, raw dog? Like I said, some people they find it they find it they purpose through college. Some people go to college, they find their purpose through that. Some people find their purpose through YouTube. Some people find their purpose by trying to, open up their own business. You know, accounting. Oh, that's good, man. You like college? You liking it? You like what you doing? You liking the classes or they all right? I'm yawning, but I don't look tired. I'm not really tired. I'm just, you know, I don't know why I yawn. No, that's probably I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes you just join. I guess that's a sign of being tired. Like me, I'm probably gonna go live again later on tonight. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, guys. I'm back, y'all. My bad. Two of the classes easy, but my math class be tough. Coleman, did you ever go to college? Coleman, do you have? I have a Patreon. You know what I'm saying? So I put my Patreon in the live. I put it on my community post, my Patreon. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm gonna put it in the live so you can what's called it, subscribe to it if you want to. Golly, hold on. Here go to Patreon right here. Here you go right here. Bro, Patreon, I'm finna drop it. And no, I didn't go to college because I knew for a fact that that wasn't my that wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to kind of like have my own thing going. So I always was the type of person that would put people on game, put people up on game, and like encourage people and tell people about stuff before I started YouTube. And then I started like, then once I got on senior teacher, I just started doing YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And then I just got on my purpose, bro. So excuse me, this what I like to do. No, I'm working fast food right now, but that's not my purpose. This is my true purpose, and I'm just like basically just waiting for this to take off. And also too, I got TikTok, I got Rumble, I got I got all that. I got videos on all those platforms. So I'm just waiting for I'm just staying consistent until this take off, and I'm gonna be doing this full time before I know it. That's how I look at it. But guys, man, I appreciate you guys for joining the live, man. I hope this live helped you out. Hoping